What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Deontay Wilder once again on Anthony Joshua. And this is what Deontay had to say. He said, I think he doubts himself a lot. I know what it takes to be a warrior, a killer, the energy, the feel. I don't sense that from him. Physically, he can get anything done, but sometimes it's just that mental part. Those are the words of Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. And let me counterpunch. I believe that Wilder has a different mentality than Joshua. I think that's why people now respect Wilder now because of what he attempted to do versus what he did do. Okay. His third fight and last fight, he has a fight coming up October 15th versus Helenius at the Barclays Center, return of the Bronze Bomber. And he has the attitude of someone that would call themselves the baddest man on the planet. Because Mike Tyson had that same tenacity. The only difference is Mike Tyson was properly trained, and Mike Tyson was receptive of the things that his trainer allowed him to do. Whereas Wilder had a lot of hesitancy. He had a lot of disobedience. And the disobedience came from his success from knocking out the opponents that were put in front of him. And him being a warrior, a killer, the energy, the feel, I don't sense that from him. I think Wilder thinks that Anthony Joshua slipped. Well, Joshua has appeared to, but then it's hard to really say so. Because what we learned about anybody that judges any fighter, regardless of what they do, win, lose, get tested, pop dirty, whatever, just like Conor Benn did against Jarrell Miller. Now he's in the same position. I think at times when you get in positions and you fight the same opposition, then you could honestly say those things, and then people will believe it. Now, but what is Wilder telling a lie though? He doesn't sense that from him. That's Wilder's opinion. Maybe he doesn't sense that from Joshua. Joshua does look hesitant in a lot of things that he does nowadays, except when he threw them fucking belts out of there and then he stormed out of the ring and he hesitated on that and came back into the ring. So, me reading this from Wilder, it reminds me of what Joshua said about himself. When he got beat by Andy Ruiz, he tweeted or whatever. He made a statement, doubting himself. And those are the type of questions, or you hear statements like that really makes you question where a person is mentally. And make no mistake about it, it is a mental game. And if your mentality's done, you're done. You better ask Mike Tyson about that. Mike Tyson, when he got beat by McBride, okay, he didn't want to do it anymore. Needless to say, Andrew Galata didn't want to fight anymore. I mean, Mike scared the shit out of him. He did not want to fight. Oliver McCall didn't want to fight. Something upstairs was not clicking. That computer must be turned on and running properly. If not, it doesn't matter what happens at that point. What your body physically you can do, it doesn't matter. You have to be mentally ready for this type of fight or this type of platform. And it just makes me wonder, well, him thinking Joshua doubts himself. I mean, I don't think it's Joshua at this point either that's doubting himself. I think it's people around him that know what he's worth, his marquee value. And he can't keep getting beat because now people are like, okay, well, Tyson jumped on that bandwagon because he wanted that damn money. But he wanted to do it because he wanted to catch Anthony Joshua vulnerable for two reasons. Not just because he felt he could beat him, but no, he thought that he was desperate. He thought, well, you know what? This is the person that I will offer the fight to is Anthony Joshua, because that's the fight that we wanted to see anyway, and I can make a shitload of money. And then he would probably be begging for this particular fight in this particular situation after losing the belt, after trying to get those belts back. Okay. But back to Wilder, though, physically, he can do he can get anything done. So that's Wilder's way of indeed, understanding that, hey, Joshua has skills. Don't get it twisted. He will beat you the hell up. And those combinations eventually will knock you out. And don't get hit with the right uppercut or that left hook flush. But, all said and done, he doesn't sense him being a warrior in there, a killer. I don't think Joshua was a killer. I mean, he was like somewhat of a savage early on, but something happened between Klitschko and Andy Ruiz, okay? Even though he knocked out Povetkin, even though he knocked out Pulev. A lot of times people want to throw that all on Andy Ruiz, but I think Klitschko would probably, beat a lot of that out of him, that really made him, think and analyze, like, what am I really doing? This shit's hard. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Deontay Wilder stating that Anthony Joshua doubts himself and he doesn't sense the savage or warrior within him. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.